Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS22 map presentation video. In this video I'll show you the first alpha version of my upcoming map Woundsick. This map will be a German map, southern Germany in a mountainous area, but not Alps, lower mountains. And yeah, it's still in the alpha stage, so it is far from being finished, but it's the first time that I give you the opportunity to download it from my website as a PC player, obviously, and to have a look, get to know this map if you so wish. And yeah, you can play on it, I hope so, but you can't do a long playthrough on this map because it's far from being finished. Okay, this will be the marketplace where the different farmers sell their products, and a lot of people are roaming around. Oh, and to answer the most important question, will it come to ModHub and will it be available for consoles as well? Yes, as soon as the map is finished, I will bring it to ModHub and it will be available for all platforms. Okay, here we see the marketplace. It's somehow a center point of this map. And now let's jump to the farm. And on this farm, nothing is finished. It's only there to show you we have to go outside to show you those two buildings. They are how they will be, but they are not finished either. So the doors don't move yet, and so forth. And there will be a different farmhouse and everything will be different. We have some starting equipment to give you the opportunity to play on your farm. Here is some grazing equipment and a harvester and all kinds of stuff. And here is the cow barn. This will be enlarged. And you own some fields already. And there will be a garden. Later it will be a working garden. Now it's only a placeholder. The same with the trees. They will become apple trees and such. And here you can see, oh, it's not done at all. Yeah, and let's just jump a little bit around and then we go to reach a prepared tractor. I have placed tractors at all kinds of places to show you around on this map. Here we have a restaurant and the marketplace where we have already been. And about the streets, they will be really real streets. Those are still just sketches, and I will do the streets only when all the buildings are placed, and I need to do the streets only once. And therefore we still have those painted roads. And here are the village houses. And I found the time to decorate them a little bit. And this is how village houses look in a rather modern village area. So let's say from after the war till now. And the houses look different. They developed, those houses are from the 50s and 60s and maybe even 70s of the last century. But the way how those single family homes are placed is typical for the residential area of villages. It's a little bit like the suburbs. But the rest of the villages are different. Here we have a farmer's market where you can sell all kinds of stuff. And here is a hotel, and with a park in front of it, with a little lake. And here we have shop area, and at the back side is a selling station as well for products. And this is halfway done, this shop area. And this kind of shop area is more typical for bigger villages or small towns. So this is not the really small village that I try to have on this map, but I wanted to have some shops. And even in very small villages, you can have such a kind of shop areas when when the village has a lot of tourists, which is the case. Here is a hotel, there above in the distance is a hotel, and because of the lake and the wonderful hiking possibilities, this is a touristical area, and therefore we have this more town-like shop houses. There will be a dairy production. Later you will be able to look inside and how the cheese is done, and a shop you can't enter, but you can see how the cheese and so is offered. And what is more typical for a real village in the center area, older than this suburb-like style, is that what you see here. Very, very small farms with walls and standing directly at the road. This is the depiction of central village, so to say. And here we will have some more shops. And there will be a bakery, production bakery, extended, that you can use it as a grain mill and an oil mill as well. And here, this is a former farm that has been converted to a restaurant and a little hotel, which is very typical. And as you can see, it's not yet done. Let's jump to the next tractor. Here we are in the production area, and not far away from the village, which is over there. Here we have a fire brigade house, and you will guess why there's a fire brigade house, because of the upcoming emergency pack. And if some of you want to play with it, I thought it would be nice to have a house that looks like it could be a fire brigade house, and you could park your fire cars there and play fire brigade. And we have some typical productions from the base game, the spinnery, and I chose the most beautiful looking ones. Here's the tailor, and there, this is not so beautiful, but it's rather okayish. The grape processing factory, and here is the animal dealer with some cows that you can see what you will buy. And there, in the end, is the old fishing village. And now it is a carp production. No, it isn't. It looks like a carp production, but it doesn't have any function yet. And some decorative old fishing buildings. Here at the left side there will be the carp production. And here are the old houses of the fishermen, and now there are some angling clubs and competing angling clubs. Those are the more cozy ones that likes to grill and drink and enjoy angling, and the other ones, they want to get very big fishes. And here we just go outside, and this is one of those angling production lakes, and this fish is only to show you how nice I made the carp. And it was a lot of fun and a lot of work to do it, and I was quite happy doing this. And here they are swimming in the lake. This standing around fish will disappear during the further building process of the map. It's just that I can show you, look what a nice carp I did. And here they swim in groups and enjoy their water, and above there are the smaller ones. And let's jump back to the tractor to be able to jump to the next tractor. Okay, here we are. I can show you on the map. We are on the right side. Here is the fishing village, and now we are here in this part of the map. And at the left side we see one of those other farms. Have I shown you the PDA yet? I think not, I forgot. So first we go there, and then I'll show you the PDA. And here we drive up to the upcoming pigs farm. And there are no pigs yet. But a very nice idea how the pigs can live there. And it is a very old and modern technique to grow pigs, that you let them live in a forest. And then they eat most of their food from the forest. So this will be a full farm, but dedicated to those pigs. And here will be the pigsty, and it will be open to this forest, and the pigs can run around in all this forest. And the idea behind this is they eat from the acorns and all the fruits and stuff that the trees produce, and the worms in the earth and so. And so you don't need to feed them at all, or only a little bit. And to simulate this, I will make an oak production. So some oak trees will stand there somewhere. I will place them, and a small building. And when you put maybe water inside, you get acorns and can transform them to pig food. And with this you can feed your pigs. Because I can't tell the game, okay, let the pigs eat from the forest. And so I have to simulate it with production. That is the idea behind this forest area, which is only leaf trees because they prefer leaf trees and there are a lot of oaks inside. And so, yeah, let's jump to the next tractor. This is close to the central area, but a little bit further. Maybe I show you. I wanted to show you the map, and that's what we do. So here is the pig farm, and this whole forest will be the paradise for the pigs. And I hope it works out fine with all those trees, that they don't get irritated by the trees. Yeah, here this is the main farm area, obviously. And we have more or less rectangular fields. I hope they are all helper friendly, because that is my hope, and I find it very important that they are helper friendly. And I'd like you to test whether they are really helper friendly or whether I have overlooked something and there are problems with some fields. And yeah, here is the area of the main farm and the garden and the trees. And there are several more farms, smaller farms, for example here and there and there. And this will maybe become a grain mill, a water mill. Here we have another farm, and then there is the pig farm. And here I want to make a horse farm. And if I find the time, I want to make an area where sheep can roam around this lake. And there is a small house for the shepherd, but not a real farm, but yeah, a sheep area, so to say. Or maybe you could call it sheep farm, but it's not a farm where you have sheep enclosed, but they will roam around everywhere, and you will have enough place to mow the grass, or you use the grazing mod if you play on PC. And here we will have the BGA and carpenter, and there will be a sawmill. And this is the village. And here is the production area. And the whole map is very small. Not very small. I have seen much smaller ones. But the idea was to make a small map. And Woundsick is the name of the map. Is a very old-fashioned medieval word for winzig, and winzig is a German word for tiny. So we were searching for a name for the map, and I wanted a name that shows that this map is very tiny, and we came up with this medieval name word Wunzig, which sounds very strange even for German ears. Maybe for you American and English ears it sounds even stranger. But I like the idea of this medieval tiny name. I didn't want it to name the map something like Minis whatsoever, but Woundsick is very crude or very, very strange. Yeah. And all around this small field area, which is around maybe half of a map, there is a lot of just landscape and meadows and some lakes and rivers and a lot of forests where you can do forestry if you want. And only the outer wood forest area like here, this is the border of the map where you can't go and can't buy land, but everything here you can buy and use. And I don't think it's good to make fields here because it's just too hilly. But you can use it um, to mow grass, for example. There's a lot of grass. And here I want to make a holiday village. And when you buy this land, you can earn money from the holiday houses. And yeah, there is an island with a church. You can only swim there, sadly. And I wanted to show you some prices. They are not finished yet, so maybe there will be changes, but right now the prices are very cheap. They will stay rather cheap, but maybe a little bit more expensive. This small field, for example, costs 22,000 bucks. And there are some special things, like here are some very tiny farms. I'd show you when we drove by there in the village, those old-fashioned central village farms. And that's how a lot of old farms that are not more working as farms, now used as normal living houses, but how they are. And in former times the farms were like that, and you can buy this for only 5,000 bucks around. This would be good if you start from zero, not start from scratch, but really from zero and work with contracts, and then this can be bought from 1 or 2 contracts already, and then you have your little tiny home, and later you can buy a bigger farm. So now, I wanted to show you where we are. We are here. There is the dealership, and it's not yet decorated very nicely. And we go here to get an impression of the nature, how it looks. And yeah, at the left side we have a light forest with leaf trees. So some of the forests are with leaf trees, but up there in the hills, the mountains are good for harvesting, like with spruce and pine. And here we just go to the main farm and see how the fields are. It's rather flat, but not totally flat. So very soft, hilly, and there in the back it's steeper. Yeah, as it is very often in reality. And now we jump to the next tractor, which is, I show you where we are, closer to the village even. Here is the marketplace, and I want to go with you along this river and then up here and up into one of those outside areas. And if I find the time, maybe I will make some hiking trails or so, that it is interesting to go there. Here will be another of those small farms. So you can definitely play with multiplayer on it. But the farms have different sizes. Most of them are small. And as it is a small map, it is not something like a huge adventure with a lot of players, but more a nice and tiny adventure with some friends. So let's have And look here, you in the distance you see what will be the BGA, but isn't yet. And here, this is how this area looks with the fields. And now we go into the hills. And visit the hermit. And this area is just for fun. And maybe some grass mowing, if you like. And there lives the hermit. And he will get a tiny garden. I think maybe rather decorative. I don't think I'll find the time to give him a functional garden. But I like the idea of hermit that lives here up in the mountains. And now we go on a different route back to the village. So, a lot of up and down. And here we go to the village. So it's a paradise for hikers. Okay, and now I want to fly with you. Like so. Because I want to give you an overall impression and to go to the church. So, first we go to the center of the map and you can see all the fields. And the background mountains will be decorated with trees, and there in the lake area there will be a little far away village and maybe some farmhouses here and there, so that it fits better into the map. But this is one of the last tasks. And this church can only be reached by swimming, usually. Sadly, we can't go on these ships that are swimming on this lake and are going close to the church. The people usually take those boats, but we are no people. I tried it, whether it's possible to drive with them, but I jumped on them, made a special collision, and then, but they didn't took me, I jumped on it, stood on it, and then it went away and I fell into the water. I would have liked to make something for you to go here by boat. But to make a real boat would take too long. Maybe in the next farm sim I will be able to make a boat. Or boats. Yeah, and this is the church. This is rather typical for a southwest area of Germany. In Bavaria they have different churches with different towers rounder, the top of the tower. And yeah, overall churches look very, very different in Germany from region to region. But here where I live in this area, which is close to the southwest of Germany, churches rather often look like that. Okay, so that's about it, what the map is. Or maybe we could have a very small look at here. You can sell the stuff, and the here at the barn, at the animal dealer, you can sell the silage and hay and grass and so, and the products can be sold as a lot of selling stations. Yeah, so that's that's about it what I have to show you for this alpha version. If you like to get a closer look, you can download the map at the link that I provide in the description below. And if you play on it, be aware it's not yet finished. It's far from finished. And I would like to get some feedback from you. What I like special is general feedback about this map. And for testing purposes, I would like to know whether the fields are really helper friendly, as I hope, and whether the fields that are rather steep, that you see in the background there, whether it's possible to work on them or whether they are too steep. And I tried it with some vehicles, but I think it's better if more people try it. And for sure, a big tractor with a big plow can't go there. But if you have a strong enough tractor with the appliance that you want to use, whether it's possible to use it, or whether I have to either shorten the fields, make it smaller, or make the hill lower. Now I can still change it, even if it would be a little bit complicated, but I can. Further down in the process, when I'm reaching the better version stage or so, it won't be possible to change such basic features like the steepness of fields. Therefore, that is something I would like to know as soon as possible. And as the map is so much far away from being finished, I don't want feedback about details now, about errors in the log, because there are errors in the log. I will work on them much further later in the process, and I don't want feedback about here in this that is not finished. Yes, most of the map is not finished, and I don't want new ideas, because I had 1,000 ideas for this map. I had to throw away at least 900 of those ideas with tears in my eyes. And still, this 100 ideas that I have left were so much that it took me still 1.5 years to come to this alpha stage. And for me, it's hard to hear new ideas. Could you make this? Could you add this? What about multi-fruit? What about this? And further production? And could you even make this and this and that? It's hard for me to say no, very, very hard, and I get so sad, and it slows me down. Even if I say no, it gives me such a sad feeling not to be able to fulfill those wishes, and therefore I would be very happy if I won't get new ideas and wishes for this map, because I want to finish it. But I think you will ask now, when will it be finished? From here it looks like, okay, maybe 3 weeks it will be finished. It won't. I made a list what I still have to do, and it would take me 75 full working days to finish it. But I can't work every day full on this map because I want to visit my grandkids, I want to go to Agritechnica, I have more Let's Plays in autumn than in the summertime, and so forth. So it would take me not only 3 months but 5 months to finish it with the necessary tasks, not with a lot of fancy stuff. That is really terrible. Today I found out that it would take so long. Therefore, because I really want to finish a map soonish, before the premium pack comes out, I want to have another map finished in the Motab. I got a very crazy idea for a fast map. No, it's not the Marigold farm. I will tell you about the Marigold farm in a minute. And it's even a different map. And I already had the idea for this map when the FS19 was finished. And then I thought, oh no, I don't make it. And some people told me, oh, could you make this map? And now I decided, yes, I want to make this map. It will be called 4 Fields. And yes, it will have 4 fields, 4 huge fields, all the same size. For people, especially console players, who only can play on standard maps but want to have big fields. And it will be more or less flat in the center. Around there will be some hills. And maybe you ask yourself, will it be a German map or an American map? It will be both in one map. I will try to build one map that you can play as 2 different maps. So there will be the version 4 Felden with, when you activate this from as a new save game, you will get a map with German buildings. And if you play this map with the name 4 Fields, then you will get the same map but with American buildings. And I found this idea very intriguing because I really thought, do I want to make it American or German? And then I decided I make both. And even making 2 maps in one, I think I can do it very fast because it won't have so many details, and it won't be needed to build so many buildings myself. As you can see here, the church and the village, and I built so much buildings for this map, and it still isn't enough. And I'm slowly at building, and therefore the 4 Fields map won't have self-built buildings, only when I already have built them. And yeah, I hope you will find it interesting, and I hope I will really be able to do it in 1 month. And what I will do from, let's say, from the middle of September, I will pick up working on my map Marigold Farm, because I know some of you are really waiting for this. But as long as I work on this 4 field map, there will be only some videos about. I will work 1 or 2 hours sometimes, make some corners here and there, and it won't be finished until the end of the year, not at all. And when the 4 fields is done, I will I will start working again more concentrated on the Woundsick map, this map here. And only when the Woundsick map is finished, I will speed with the Marigold Farm. So maybe it will still take quite some months for the Marigold Farm to be finished. but sooner or later there will be a first alpha version like this for the Woundsick, and then you can already play on it to get an impression. Okay, I think I have said everything that I wanted to say. Yeah, I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.